I am Shubhakar Naik, lecturer in Karnataka Government Polytechnic, Mangalore. On Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, I am going to present on topic Introduction to Polymers. This is the sixth session of Unit 3. Course is Polymer Science for third semester, program Polymer Technology. The course outcome is, at the end of the session, student will be able to understand viscosity average molecular weight, that is by the technique called viscometry. In our today's session, we are going to discuss about viscosity average molecular weight and its determination by viscometry method, and at the end of the session there will be multiple choice questions of this topic. What is viscometry? Viscometry is a usual technique for determining the polymer molecular weight. The molecular weight obtained by this technique is called viscosity average molecular weight. The viscosity of polymer solution is considerably high compared to pure solvent. The increase in viscosity imparted by the macromolecules in solution is a direct function of hydrodynamic volume, hence molecular weight of macromolecules. Viscosity of a polymer solution increases proportionately as the molecular weight of the polymer increases. Hermann Staudinger estimated the relation between the molecular weight and viscosity of polymer solution. Eta is equal to K m average to the power of A, where K and A or K and alpha are the constants that depend on nature of polymer, and the solvent and temperature, and eta, that is intrinsic viscosity at zero concentration of known mv, that is the molecular weight. Using other colligative property, values of K and alpha are estimated for different polymer solvent system. This is the plot of Mn average versus eta. The straight line at different intrinsic viscosity, molecular weight is shown in this plot. Assume that the liquid is flowing through a capillary tube. The time required for the liquid of volume V to pass through the capillary of radius r and length L is related to its absolute viscosity eta by the famous Poiseuille's equation, which is given here. In this equation, eta is equal to 3.14 into P into r to the power of 4 into T divided by 8 VL. In this, P is pressure head and eta is viscosity, eta naught is solution, and pure solvents viscosity. Eta and eta naught are the viscosity of solution and pure solvent, and T and T naught are their corresponding flow times. The equation, this Poiseuille's equation, can be we can rewrite to T is equal to 8VL eta divided by 3.14 P to the power of 4. Hence, T and T naught can be calculated for the pure solvent as well as for the polymer solution. T naught is the time taken for the flow of the polymer solution from mark A to mark B on the Ostwald viscometer, and T is the time taken for the solution. This is for the pure solvent and this is for the solution of polymer. For the same capillary, the quantities within the bracket have the same values. Hence, we can T by T naught is equal to eta by eta naught. The term eta and eta naught are the viscosities of the solution and the solvent. Hence, eta by eta naught is known as relative viscosity. This term and other terms are related to viscosity measurements. Relative viscosity is calculated by the equation eta by eta naught, that is equal to T by T naught, that is equal to eta R. Eta R stands for relative viscosity. Next, we have to calculate what is the specific viscosity. This we will get eta relative minus 1, the value whatever get eta R here, we have to subtract 1 from that, so that we will get eta specific. This is also equal to eta minus eta naught divided by eta naught, and also equal to T minus T naught divided by T naught. Next, we have to calculate what is called reduced viscosity. It is given by eta specific by concentration. Hence, we can write this R eta RED, that is stands for reduced viscosity. The unit is deciliter per gram. Next, inherent viscosity. This is ln of nr divided by c, that is equal to eta INH. Eta INH stands for inherent viscosity. Next, we have to compute intrinsic viscosity, that is equal to eta specific by concentration when tends to 0. That is also equal to ln eta R divided by C when C tends to 0, that is called intrinsic viscosity. The term eta by eta naught is known as relative viscosity. The term and the other terms related to viscosity measurement are given in the above equation. Intrinsic viscosity is also known as Staudinger index or limiting viscosity number. As the viscosity is a dimensionless quantity, the intrinsic viscosity has the reciprocal of concentration as its dimension. For calculating intrinsic viscosity of a polymer sample in solution, we need to know absolute viscosities of solvent and solution, but only the flow times of constants volume of solvent and solution through a particular capillary tube. This principle is used in viscometric technique of molecular weight determination. This is a table in which data of a polymer sample is given. This is a concentration, the flow time, this is the eta R, this is the eta specific, This is eta specific by concentration, and this is the ln of nr eta r. This is the ln of eta r by c. These are the values for different polymeric samples of different concentrations. In these diagrams you can see different types of viscometers. First is a Ostwald viscometer, which is having two limbs on which two bulbs are, that is the enlarged portion, that is what we call bulbs, and near the from the bottom of this bulb there is a capillary which is having a very narrow opening, and two marks are there called as A and mark, and the mark is B. One is above the bulb and one is just below the bulb. And this is the second type of viscometer which we can use for this test, that is Ubel-Lode suspended level viscometer. The construction of this viscometer is little different from the first one, which is having the four bulbs. This is the enlarged limb, and this capillary is there below this bulb C, and third limb is there. So this is the another type of viscometer we can make use for the determination of the molecular weight by viscometry method. This is called USLV, Ubel-Lode suspended level viscometer. And the third is a modified type of suspended level viscometer, in which there is a enlarged portion, that is marked here as B, and bulb, three bulbs are there, marks are there above the bulb and below of the middle bulb. There is a capillary tube in between the middle bulb and the lower bulb. So all the three, or any of these three can be made use for determination of the molecular weight by viscometry method. The experimental observation part is shown here. The concentration, flow times 1 and 2, and mean we have to take. Eta r calculated, eta specific you have to not tabulate, eta specific by concentration you have to tabulate, ln of nr you have to tabulate, ln of nr by c you have to tabulate, and a graph is plotted, concentration versus eta specific by concentration, and also one more graph on the same graph sheet is drawn, that is concentration versus ln nr divided by concentration, that is the last column. The values of this and values of this versus the concentration are plotted, and we are going to get the two straight lines. We have to extrapolate these two lines onto the y-axis, and we have to measure from 0 the coordinate of this up to this point. So we will get the value eta inherent. Now end of the session, let us discuss about multiple choice questions. First is the viscosity of polymer solution is considerably dash compared to that of pure alcohol. The viscosity of polymer solution is considerably high compared to that of pure alcohol. So answer is high. Question number 2. The solution viscosity of polymer are determined by dash viscometer, Ostwald viscometer. Question number 3. K and A are dash in equation. Equation is given, eta is equal to Km average alpha or Km average A. K and A are constants in this equation. In equation, P stands for the pressure. Answer is the pressure. Question number 5. In the above equation, The eta stands for the viscosity. Thank you.